their enjoyment, and it kind of backfired, and it really kind of left me with a bad taste in my mouth.
I have to admit,
you know what? It's Hollywood.
Right. I have to admit, out of all of the ghost shows, the ghost hunting shows, Paranormal State is actually the one that I watched the most, along with Celebrity Ghost Stories. Those two I loved watching. I actually hardly ever, and you can ask Steve, I hardly ever watch TV now. And I maybe watched 2 Ghost Hunters International. I've watched, a fair amount of Ghost Hunters, but that was a long time ago. Like the new ones, I have not been able to see any of them.
Right.
But Paranormal State was the one show I watched quite a bit, way before going into, investigating and stuff. And I remember your episode of your place, and that's funny. But anyways,
she's just reminiscing right now.
I'm reminiscing back in the days when I got to watch.
It was like that.
It is. It's all right. It's fine. I was there.
We got the pleasure of meeting Chip Coffey, who obviously has been on Paranormal State several times, and we were so surprised of how much he was the exact same person in person that he is that we saw on TV. And actually even funnier, if you ask me.
Yep.
But I loved meeting him. But I was just wondering, like, how you felt about, the difference between Ghost Hunters International, being on that, and then, of course, you were on the flip side of being the client on Paranormal State, and what kind of experience that was, having both sides of the coins, you know what I mean?
Way different, because as a client, they are kissing your butt, just basically walking around your home. I mean, it was kind of straightforward with Paranormal State. They ask you what's going on where, like what room has the most activity. Then you kind of stand back, and they all of a sudden set up, cameras, and here comes the production crew, and they're in that room. And then, when you're talking privately to Ryan Buell, there's a camera in your face. So that was kind of weird, but what do you say? Do you say no? When you're filming with Ghost Hunters International, you're acting as if you're doing an actual investigation without anyone watching. And 9 times out of 10, you didn't even know there was a camera in front of your face, because in these casts and places with no electricity, you had no idea there was a camera in front of your face. I kid you not, it was tougher to tell when there was a production crew around you overseas than at my own home, when there was Paranormal State with crew following me around. My home is 1,550 square feet. I mean, we're not talking a mansion here. When you're in a castle in Romania that is 15,000 square feet, it's easy for a camera crew to get lost and not know in the pitch darkness when you're doing a ghost hunt that there's someone in front of your face. So that is legitimately kind of weird when you watch the episodes as you and I were watching them on SyFy Channel and seeing live time. I didn't get to watch the episodes before you did. So I'm watching them that night as you are watching them going, OMFG. Like, they seriously were right there during that scene. I had no idea. So a lot of those scenes, you didn't even know there was somebody filming. Like, when I friggin' lost it in Italy crying like an idiot, that was somebody right in front of my face. And I kept moving around in that scene, hoping that a camera film wasn't following me. You could see me rotating like a saucer, just moving around in a circle, hoping no one was following me, rubbing my arms because I was freaking out. And there they were, and it made the commercial on SyFy, and it was marketable. It was scary. I was scared. I'm still scared talking about it. It was scary. And they got their scene, and they got their footage, and they were just doing their job. These cameramen were the bomb. They were doing their job the best they could, and they did well.
Now, we talked about always being thankful for the bad and finding, like, the good in it. What would be something good that you feel came out of being a part of Ghost Hunters International?
Excellent question. What I feel is excellent about that question is that feeling good about it is that, it opened up a lot of doors for my husband and I that never would have been opened. If I was not allowed to share my story on television or through my book, who would know who I was? I would have just melted in with thousands and millions of other people who have had haunted house stories. So we've been able to get into some venues like Bobby Mackey's and Waverly Hills and all these great places that we never would have been able to have access to unless we paid tons of money. Because unfortunately, that's what they're doing, just like the Haunted Victorian. We knew the Haunted Victorian owners before the Haunted Victorian was the Haunted Victorian. So, fortunately, we got into a place that wasn't bilking us for hundreds of dollars to just go there and have a fun party with these folks. But these other places we've had the privilege of going into without paying these exorbitant fees. We've been privileged to kind of been able to experience these places. And if it wasn't for these places or these people allowing us this opportunity, then we would have been screwed. So in that case, we've been able to be privileged with just the opportunity to see more and be invited to more places and be open to more places. My cell phone is dying. I'm just letting you know. It's working right now. Got the warning.
All right, so real quick before your cell phone dies, I want you to tell our listeners about Shancakes.
Shancakes, well, that was a folk thing. Taking my art degree a little bit further during the crashing economy back in 2008. Just kind of decided to do some cakes on the side. More and more I posted them on Facebook, and one by one everyone wanted the cake. So ghost hunters near and far, all the way as far as New Hampshire and Maine, started coming to my house to pick up cakes. And I ended up in what today is a 1,200 square foot facility with 2 floors and a classroom and a kitchen, and we're doing award-winning cakes like you wouldn't believe. So I'm just very fortunate. Able to do what I love, sculpting and making cakes, doing what we, just doing what I love, just doing benign, no drama things out of cake, flour, and sugar.
It must be therapeutic for you.
It kind of is. It depends on how less stressful the situation is. Of course, it comes with its own drama, but not anything near what the ghost hunting community can bring. It's good.
Right. I think that's cool. I looked at some of your examples of your cakes. I really like the Marilyn Monroe one.
That was one of the second. I think that was the second cake I ever did. The second.
Really?
Yeah. Out of hundreds of cakes, that was probably the number 2. And that cake, when the couple came from New Hampshire to pick that up, a ghost hunting team, they came and picked up the cake and paid for it. And on their way home, a deer ran out in front of their car, and they stepped on the brakes, and that cake was history. That very cake.
No.
I kid you not. It's one of my best stories. It happened. It happened. This cake. It's an amazing cake. It was an amazing cake with amazing thought, so it was good.
So do you do anything that has anything to do with field hockey?
Oh, many. Yeah, many. Yeah, in fact, I made a big cake for Ruddy Runcourt, the guy that sings the national anthem for the Boston Bruins. So,
oh, yeah.
Yes.
We're not the
many hockey cakes.
Cake.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was just a few months ago. He came to Leominster here, so I made him his own special cake.
Wow. Well, before your cell phone dies, do you want to kind of tell our listeners of ways to contact you or some events that are coming up?
How to order some cakes?
Yeah,
sure.
How to order some cakes.
We're very busy with the cakes, but if anyone is interested in cake stuff that lives around Leominster, Massachusetts, you're welcome to visit shancakes.com. That's SHANCAKES.com. For more information on the iWay, Ouija board planchette, or the ghost hunting laser, you guys can always visit shannonsylvia.com or pararockproductions.com. And that's PARAROCK productions.com. That's it.
And I do have to say that planchette thing is very, very neat. If no one knows...
We just redesigned it. Redesigned it. Brand spanking new design. Was that the one
that was at Ocean State?
It was.
Okay.
A brand new silver design, all brand new design. So it's much more edgier and a smaller design and cheaper.
And that just that basically measures the amount of pressure, correct?
Of your fingers.
Yes.
So people can...
all those teenagers out there that want to play with the Ouija board that say, you're moving it. No, you're moving it. No, you're moving it. Now we have a device to actually... It's scale. It measures your finger's pressure, so there's no way you can fake it. If somebody was to put more pressure on that Ouija board scale to push it to a letter or a number, that scale would tell you. That number would skyrocket, and you'd be able to tell right away if somebody was faking it. Right away.
Like,
it's very sensitive. It's been featured in Mysteries Magazine, Fate Magazine, all kinds of places, Ron Kolek, across the board. It's been very successful, and now we're starting to do studies with MIT on the Ouija board planchette, as well as Bob Murch for History Channel. So we're getting some kind of recognition as far as the first Ouija board planchette to ever actually debunk people.
Wow.
I actually love...
Not bad.
I love hearing the name Ron Kolek because he's actually the first person that I actually went on a ghost hunt with. And
nice.
Yeah, I was actually interested in starting my own team at that point, and he sat with me after the investigation, me and the ex-co-founder of our group, and he actually drove us off location in his car, still talking about what we needed to do and how to go about it the right way. And I mean, I looked up to him like a mentor, and to hear his name is just I love that his name is out there in the paranormal field. So
that's
awesome. You know what? That's when you know you have the real deal. When somebody's not afraid to spread knowledge, then you've got the real deal. He's not a person that's out there to profit off anything. He was just trying to share knowledge with you so that you could actually do what you wanted to. So not a bad thing. Kind of take that with a grain of salt.
It's all about teaching and learning and passing the knowledge, like you said. So
definitely.
Yep.
Now, people can catch you on your show Up for Discussion on Tuesdays at 9, correct?
Yeah, TV.com, PARAROCK.com, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard.
And you guys talk about stuff that's kind of, I would say, things that people kind of get heated over, I would say.
Not all the time.
Well,
actually, hardly ever. We just talk about current events and happenings and things that need to be discussed. We're not known as a controversial show. We don't call people out all the time. We're just as it comes.
See how she put all the time in there?
No problem.
I'm just teasing you, Shannon.
No problem.
Now,
we actually interviewed Mark Rowe, the original owner of the Victorian Mansion. One episode.
Oh, really?
It was an amazing episode. Help me.
Wow. Nice. Now, you have a website for there, which is upfordiscussionlive.com.
PararockTV.com. PARAROCK.TV.com.
Oh, on your Facebook it has upfordiscussionlive.com and pararock.com.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Shannon, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Hanging out with us.
And we are definitely going to look you up next time we're in Leominster.
Definitely. Yeah,
Please
absolutely.
do. Please do. I don't want to hear you were in town for no reason here. So please do. And thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and say hello to Jeff for us.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye. Oh, I love her. I love her honesty, which is pretty cool. I love people that are not afraid to be who they are and kind of express themselves, and not be
not trying to impress people with fakeness.
Yep, Definitely. Absolutely. I must say, if